Hey guys, for any of those who have seen my previous videos today, they'll probably say, tonight, even though they probably say you've made quite a lot of videos. So, which is true, I've made about 4 or 5 very quickly. So, I think it's because I was bored, it's just I wanted to make videos. But yeah, got a bit carried away. But so the subject of this video is to try and, I was thinking of talking about Africa, how to support people from Africa to run businesses, become entrepreneurs, and just generally reach their potential and talk about ideas, not my own ideas necessarily, but to like listen to other people's ideas as well, and talk about how we can share ideas and any suggestions which can be put in the comment for how Africans can, how we can help Africans to reach their full potential. Like, one of the things I'd love to do is I have a very bad OCD. I don't know if it's even OCD, but I know it's an obsession. And most people have OCD for, like, if they do have it, they normally have it for cleaning or other things. But I seem to have it. My mum would probably wish that I had OCD for cleaning or stuff like that, because I'm not really that much of someone who cleans a tidy up. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I have an OCD or some sort of problem with hoarding, where I've developed these ideas where I try and collect as many things as I can. And when I say things, I generally mean paperworks, receipts, envelopes. I'd love to have my own place where I can keep envelopes and receipts and things like that. And it's quite an embarrassing condition of mine. But the reason why I mention that in this video is because of what I was going to say, which is I would love to send stationery to parts of Africa, and like let's say different colored pens, pencils, crayons or whatever, general pencils, different colored paper, plain paper, and encourage other people to perhaps rather charitably send stuff like that for like artists in Africa to draw their own art, whether dyslexic or not, but especially dyslexic or autistic people who can be really good at art. Although I'm dyslexic, I'm not that good at art, but many dyslexic people are. Like one of the pupils in one of my friends' schools is really good at art, and he's a dyslexic chap. There's another school I'd love to support in Malaysia, and I think. I'm no art expert, but I think the drawings they do, I think, look really cool. And yeah, sorry. So I think that, in fact, on Thursday, I'd love to write. I hope to remember to write to some of these groups, maybe tomorrow or Thursday, and ask them if they can share some like sort of art for and display some of their art for like Halloween and stuff like that. But I think obviously, especially kids from poor backgrounds who probably can't afford that much material, like plain paper, different coloured papers and things like that. So I try and, if I can, I hope to send like sketch pads and stuff like that to parts of Africa and Asia, and especially for dyslexic kids, to draw pictures. All the line paper I always try and keep for myself to write my own ideas, but I still hope to share those ideas with people, like give them as a present to people from Africa and Asia, in spite of my poor punctuation and handwriting and things like that. But I hope someone out there will understand it or can explain it to them. But like, I hope they'll keep it safe as like a present from me and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so other than that, like, I hope to encourage people to send, as I say, different coloured pens and pencils to parts of Africa where they can draw pictures, but also like training material and education material, especially technological stuff like PCs and laptops. I'd love there to be a PC and a laptop for every possible person across Africa. Solely across Africa and all that kind of thing. So, so as I say, like all the billion or so people in Africa would at least have one PC or laptop each. That would be one of my biggest goals, and so that they can train to in technology, and also like work together and support each other to work in technology and things like that. And yeah, so I also like to listen to young people, especially dyslexics from Africa, to talk about what their dreams are and ambitions for the future, and perhaps like if they say what their dreams are and what they think would stop them from achieving their dreams, or what would they do if they could do anything, and what they think, like say for the young dyslexic guy in somewhere like Cameroon says, I want to be a writer, but I don't believe I can be a writer because I can't read or write very well, and they find they have dyslexia. But then they see another person who's got dyslexia who is a writer. So there's many videos now on YouTube which give tips about reading and writing, including from dyslexic people themselves. There's quite a few. You'll be surprised. I think people will be surprised how many, since dyslexia is normally a problem that affects reading or writing. It'll be I think many people might be surprised about how many people have become either self-published. Mainly, most of them probably become self-published. But many people say there's some really good writers or authors or whatever from who have got dyslexia, and so I love to encourage young people from Africa, that they can still achieve their goals and their dreams, whether that's becoming a writer. Some dyslexic people can kind of even struggle with the alphabet, but they still manage to, either with a ghostwriter or whatever, manage to sell their books all around the world. Like Benjamin Zephaniah, he's a poet. I think they call him a dub poet, but he's a spoken poet and a written poet. And I think he admitted that even today he struggles with his alphabet, and he left school at like 15, but he still sells books like in so many different countries. Sometimes he has to ask his what they call him, not publisher, but or maybe it's his publisher or advisor or whatever, his agent or whatever. Are we like they say you're doing a signing of books in this country or whatever, or for this country, and he says, do we even ship to this country? And so he's in countries his books are in countries he didn't even know about, like, and they reach all around the world, and he still struggles with reading or writing, even with like the alphabet, but somehow he's managed, possibly with a ghostwriter. And if people like him could mentor people from Africa, I think it'd be awesome. So yeah, I really hope to encourage people from Africa, especially dyslexics, that you can achieve your dreams, and if they work together and support each other, all those negative things people say about Africa, I think it's up to Africans to prove them wrong. Similar with dyslexics generally. It's up to us to prove people that we can achieve things. And I think just if you believe, like if you believe your peers or even your teachers, your parents, or anyone like that, they can stop you from achieving your dream. But if you don't believe them, but you take their criticism to sort of as a learning point, but you try and push them wrong, prove them wrong, sorry, and use their criticisms to push you to do great things. I think you can achieve much more than you think, I assume. I know I haven't achieved that much myself, but other dyslexic people have proven that you can achieve it. I suppose some people would argue, well, people in dyslexia don't have the resources that they have, that people like Richard Branson, Charles Schwab, and others have had in these countries, in the UK or elsewhere. But I'm sure if they're positive, they can still achieve great things if they work together. Which is one of the reasons why I want people across Africa to learn about dyslexia, and to learn that dyslexic can come up with creative solutions which could help with things, even if they can't read or write. By working with other people who can read or write, they can still work on like tackling terrorism or innovative ideas and solutions towards encouraging tourism, and probably have strengths in other areas like technology, art, and all sorts of different areas. So I think people shouldn't be quick to dismiss them. But anyway, hopefully my voice wasn't too boring, and I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I hope someone out there enjoyed that. This, and thanks for any support, and please share this video. Thanks, guys.